Well, it's a mindset phone call. Give me your phone.
And y'all can try.
That sounds good. That sounds real good. That sounds real good. Yeah. Yeah, definitely does. Well, we're getting ready to get started early tonight. Okay, so I see I got a few staff on phone and I got a few in front of me right now. Can you push live for me real quick? We need to start early tonight. We are live. Okay, hey, sweet. Okay, I'm glad I wasn't digging in my nose or nothing. Great. I didn't know we were live. Got some good questions online and some good questions over the phone. And I saw Shannon was Johnny on the spot would ask some great questions. So this is a Plant Better Mindset phone call. And I'm going to break a few traditions that we normally do because I feel the overwhelming need to go live now because people are hurting, and also not just the hurting part, but people are ready to get some more. So I'm going to tell you what we're going to be talking about tonight. And staff, specifically Tempest, if you can leave the phone lines unmuted for as long as possible, because I'm gonna have a little Q&A and let somebody answer questions. But you can start recording now because we're going to get started now. See, that's so awesome. Got the greatest staff on planet Earth and the greatest coaches. Okay, so I want to talk about how to change your life right now. I'm going to give you one announcement. We usually do a couple of announcements, so I definitely want to, well, let me just tell you first off, I want to thank all of you. I want to thank everyone over the phone. I want to thank we got 2 different live feeds in front of us, Facebook and then a camera feed that goes to a different place. And of course, we have the phone call. So I want to thank all of you. You're doing great. I'm going to keep the phone lines unmuted for as long as possible. As long as you don't call in with a gigantic, you killing chickens in your backyard or something like that, we'll be just fine. So I want to talk about how to change your life right now. Now, the reason I wanted to go into this early is because this is a big deal. This is a big subject, and I want to give you a few things. I have 3 things instead of the normal 10 that I would bring up. I have a novel's worth of information to give to you, but I want to give them to you in this phone call in 3 things. So I want you to right now think about how you're going to change your life. Okay, I'm going to. Are you watching the Facebook lead? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I won't be watching the Facebook feed, so you guys can ask your genuine questions, and I won't know who is online. Okay. So I won't know at all who's watching online. How to change your life right now. Why? Why is this a big deal? Because the world is crazy. But it's not your job to change the world. I know this is a bit antithetical. It is your job to find the flow of the world and then change your world within it. And I'll come back and explain that. But whatever you resist will persist. Wherever your energy goes, your energy will grow that thing. Okay, so let me just start off with a few preliminary things. The one announcement I want to make, you guys can go to theatsjr.com/plantbetter, and you'll see a bunch of stuff there. And also, the first 9 weeks of this phone call, within a week, we'll have all of them up there for you, just in case you've missed a phone call. So let's talk about this for a second. I want you to think about your life, and I want you to be transparent in your own thoughts, okay? You can lie to me, but you don't have to. But don't lie to you, because we're going to talk about how to change your life right now. Does that make sense? Now, so there's a couple of things going on there. When I say change your life, everyone's like, yes, okay, great. But some of you are like, well, I don't need to change my life. And that may be fine too. So let's first discuss if you need to change your life, okay? That's what we're going to do first. It's very simple. If you need to change your life. So how do you know if you need to change your life? Very simple answer there. If you have everything you want, if the harvest that comes back to you is exactly what you wanted to come back to you, you don't need to change your life. That doesn't matter. Success is individualized. Some people are very happy playing PlayStation 4 for weeks, all day long, doing nothing. And that's their life. And that's what they want. Some people are very happy homeschooling their kids or being a single mother or a single father. Some people are very happy doing what they do. There are many administrative professionals that are very happy at making $45,000 a year. There are some school teachers that teach 6th grade math, and they're extremely happy with their life. And in every area of their life, they have what they want. These are people who do not who do not need to change their life. Okay, don't worry about it. So here's the flip side. If you are complaining for any reason, you need to change your life. See, people don't like that. I don't care how successful you are. I don't care if you have 3 degrees, 4 degrees, 12 degrees. I don't care if you're a millionaire. It doesn't matter if you are a gym coach or someone who owns a gym. If you're complaining about things in plurality, you need to change your life. Now, why is that? Here's why. Because, and do me a favor, if you guys are watching online or if you're over the phone, and just break in at any time, and you're more than welcome to ask a question, or then in a few seconds I'll open it up for 4 questions, and you have a designated spot if you're over the phone. But either way, you're more than welcome to ask a question at any time. So here's what we discovered and discussed thus far, okay? Do you need to change your life right now? How do I know if I need to change my life? If you're complaining, you need to change your life. If you're not complaining, you don't need to change your life. And this is very important that I start off with these 2 things, because people will look at you and have a definition of success for you and then convince you that you're not successful. And you have to be very careful with this. You have to be very, very careful with how your mother thinks you should be successful, and how your father thinks you should be successful, or how your aunt Lucille thinks you should be successful, or even how your boyfriend thinks you should be successful. Success for you is subjective than anybody else. Now, I am a scientist by trade. I deal in objective truth. I love science, quantum physics, all that stuff. However, I need to tell you that success is individualized. And since it's individualized, that means success is subjective. What does that mean? That means that what is successful for me does not have to be successful for you. This is why I say some people are homeschool, stay-at-home parents, and they love their life. And that is success. And if you don't love your life, you're not successful. It doesn't matter how much success you have achieved, you're not successful. So don't ever confuse accomplishments with success. Everybody over the phone, everybody looking at me right now, you all are highly accomplished. I mean, the mere fact that you got up this morning, you've accomplished a lot of things. You mastered the algorithm of brushing your teeth, the algorithm of using the restroom. If you don't have a colostomy bag or anything like that, if you walk on your own, you're highly accomplished. But success is different. So let's define success before we open up for Q&A. Success is anyone who sets a target and then hits that target and hits that target well. Okay? I'll repeat that for the people who are calling in over the phone right now because I can hear them. Success is anyone who sets a target and then hits that target and then hits that target well. Notice that my definition has 3 parts of success, 3 movements. You have to first set a target. Oh, ye people over the phone and in front of me in internet land and all the video lands that there is, okay? If you don't have a target, you're more than likely not successful. Why? Because if you don't have a target, then life is throwing you around. People are throwing you around, or alpha personalities are telling you what to do. And that's not what you want to do. Can I help you out with this? Here's how that works out. You're a member of a church and you're spending 51 weeks out and you never get to enjoy your life. Or you have a servant spirit or a servant attitude, but I convince you to keep serving my dreams so you can never actually fulfill your own. And you got to be careful with this, because people will convince you to work on their own dreams and never let you work on yours. And by the time you get home, you'll be too tired to write that book that's been in your heart for 2 decades. So the first part of this definition of success is set a target. Now, you have to hit that target well, okay? Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, that's the third part. You have to hit that target. There's no point in setting something and not hitting it, okay? So the only way you can not hit a target is if you quit. Now, that is not to say that you won't hit the target the first time, but as you keep moving, you'll find out that you need to replan your plan. One of the most powerful things you can ever learn in human existence, that plans often need to be replanned. Okay, it's one of the most powerful things you ever understand. But the only way people don't hit targets is if they quit. So if you set a target, but you're not hitting it, and then you get frustrated, and then you stop, that is when you lose. You don't have to be perfect in this life. You just have to absolutely live this life. You don't have to be perfect in what you're hitting. You don't have to be perfect in creating the iPhone like Steve Jobs, okay? The iPhone 1 couldn't even send multimedia messages. You had to go through your email just to get pictures. Okay, let's just be real here. It was amazing, but it wasn't perfect. I personally have the iPhone 7 right now. Now think about that for a second. Let's count down the list. iPhone 1, 2, 3, 4, 4S, 5, 5S, 5C, and some other stuff that's crazy. 6, 6 Plus, 6S, 6S Plus, and then 7. That's like 12 different, right? You understand what I'm saying? So you don't have to be perfect the first time out. You just have to literally keep moving and push out a product. Now, if you're not an entrepreneur, if you're not Steve Jobs, your product is you. And you have to keep moving forward so much to when you push out a better product of you. So yes, you may be, give me a name real quick. Beyonce. Oh, you gave me a real name. Okay, so you may be Beyonce, okay? Well, let's go with a regular name, okay? Let's go with Tom, okay? You may be Tom, and right now you're the Tom 1. And guess what? If you like being the Tom 1, and if you market yourself well, and if you're happy being Tom 1, wait a little bit, because you can put out the Tom 2 in a few months, then the Tom 3, the Tom 4, and the Tom 4S. Okay, you get it, right? I'm going back to the iPhone stuff. Keep putting out the better product of you. The only way that you don't put out the Tom S and the Tom whatever's is if you quit. I need you to pay attention to that. There would be no Samsung Galaxy anything had Steve Jobs quit. Does that make sense? There would be no competition for anything had the person who invented it quit. There will be no, like right now, all of you are listening to me right now. And somewhere, you're listening to me in some lit room because Thomas Edison decided not to quit and he invented the light bulb. But had he quit, we wouldn't even be here. because the cell phone, the telephone, and then the invention of the cell phone, all these ideas were connected and built on top of each other. And you kind of need a lot of electricity to do most of these things now. So Benjamin Franklin discovered how to use electricity. We wouldn't even have cell phones right now. And we all have smartphones. And we all have our chargers in our purses or our pockets right now, unless you're at home. But the moment you leave for work tomorrow, you're going to bring your charger with you because somebody decided not to quit and to make electricity. So hit success or set a target. Hit it. Here's the third part before I open up for Q&A. Okay? Here's the third part. This is important. You got to hit it well. You can't complain on your way to success. This is what, my fellow prosperity brothers and sisters, okay? Let me say this well. Everybody, many people have targets, and then many people hit them, but very few people hit them well. I need you to catch this. There's two things about hitting a target well that you need to receive in your whatever, your spirit, your soul, however you want to say it. Am I getting questions on that? Because you laughing.
Shannon said I struggle with the charger.
Okay. She said, somebody said they struggle with the charger. I understand. I completely understand. So check this out. Two things about hitting a target well. Thing number one, you got to enjoy the process. You can't complain and be rich. You can't complain and be happy at the same time. If you keep complaining in your marriage, I assure you, you will be divorced very soon. If you keep complaining about the book that you're reading, you will stop reading it. If you keep complaining about your laptop, you'll replace it for another one. And some of you are getting replaced because you're a complainer. Some of you are literally calling friends that don't answer the phone anymore because you're a complainer. Okay? So enjoy the process. The process is a major part of the prosperity. You cannot have prosperity without process. You cannot have change without challenges. It's impossible. Okay? So that's the flip. That's one side of that coin. Here's the other side of that coin, or the other end of the spectrum. Stop competing. Dominate. I have to stop playing to play. Dominate. Who's the number 3 tennis player in the world? Google that for me. I have no idea. Google that. Somebody find for me, okay, the number 10 tennis player in the world. Okay? Here's the deal. You have to Google this person.
So in men's, number 3 is Stan Wawrinka.
Okay, Stan Wawrinka.
And number 10?
The number 10 is... Okay, the point that you have to scroll down and type in a search is proving my point. The point here is, if you're not dominating, no one knows who you are. You want to change your life now? Set a target. Hit that target and dominate that target. Domination leads to people buying your company. See, Instagram dominated. Remember? Before there was Instagram, there was Photo Bucket. Yeah, on MySpace, right? Remember that? Okay, Photo Bucket was quite difficult to use and boring. But Instagram dominated the photo sharing and was bought by Facebook for $1 billion. Because they dominated. Make sense? Okay. Dominate. You know Serena Williams because she dominates. You must dominate. Be careful how you dominate, because domination will always get you remembered, but you want to be remembered for the right thing. Make sense? All right, so let's say we got a few questions in. So you can ask over the phone or you can ask online. I want to talk about how to change your life. I haven't even given you my 1, 2, or 3 yet. This is just an introduction, okay? But in the introduction, I told you you need to be you need to set a target. You need to hit that target. You need to hit that target well. You have a question.
Okay, so when creating Tom 3 and creating Tom 4, once you release that, how do you not let the challenges and the naysayers and the negativity affect you so you can push forward to do Tom 4, 5, 6, and 7?
Fair enough. So there's two things in there. Challenges, how do you not let the challenges, and then you said, how do you not let the naysayers or the negativity, okay? So we'll address both of them. I say this with gentleness. Challenges aren't negative, but that's not how you guys view them. That is not how you view challenges. Challenges are not negative. Challenges are part of the process. When you hit a challenge, why are you frustrated? When you hit a challenge, why does it mess up your mood? When you hit a challenge, why did it anger you? Challenges are not things to frustrate you. They are things to make your plan better. Oh, please write that down. Please. Challenges are not here to frustrate you. They are here to make your plan or product better. That is all. Challenges are here to make your plan or your product better. That is all. That will never change. Challenges were never meant to... Listen, you were born in challenges. You were born surrounded in a placenta and you had to be pushed out and your heart rate had to be monitored because it would drop. You were born breaking skin. That is a challenge for both the baby and the mother. But had I helped you out of the womb, you would have died. Oh, no. We're not going to sleep on this. We're not going to sleep on this at all. You got to think about this for a second. If I help you out the womb, see, we make laws against such a thing. If I help a bird climb out of an egg, then the wings are too weak because the wings need the challenge of breaking the egg to strengthen to be able to fly in a few hours or days, depending on the species of the bird. Does this make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so why do you want to live your life challenge free? Not you, but you in general, right? You second person plural. Why do y'all in Texas want to be challenge free? The reason why you're so awesome is because you had challenges. The reason why your credit score is so good right now is because you had challenges. The reason you drive the car you drive right now and you work at the job you work right now is because you were challenged. The reason why you quit one job and went to another one because you were challenged, you said, this is not for me. The reason you have that good marriage is because you were challenged with bad relationships. Every challenge in your life has led you to be right where you want to be. But you keep thinking, you in general, right? You keep thinking that you deserve to be someone that gets to live a challenge-free life. Listen, scientifically, human beings don't change unless it's a challenge. And you can't get better unless it's a challenge. You can't make that wonderful brisket or whatever you cook. Okay, brisket, gumbo. I keep forgetting we're in the South. Sweet potato pie. You can't. Okay, sweet potato pie. Everybody eats sweet potato pie. Cheesecake. Everybody eats cheesecake. Okay, so pick one of these things you like. Okay, cheesecake, sweet potato pie, brisket, gumbo, whatever. You can't make it great until you first taste it and say it's not enough salt or whatever it is. That not enough is a challenge. You responded to the challenge and made your masterpiece. And I believe right now I should tell you that you guys are masterpieces because you've responded to all the challenges in your life. You need challenges. Write this down. Challenges have made you a masterpiece. Challenges have made what your product is or whatever it is that you do in life masterful. You need challenges. Now, Let's talk about the negative people that you brought up or the negative circumstances. I told this to someone yesterday, a very good friend, and I'll leave out all the details, but I need you guys to bring back up Newton's first law of motion, okay? An object at rest will remain at rest until an unbalanced force acts upon it. Now, right here, here's what I want you to do. If you follow me online, if you listen to me over the phone or this website feed over here, if you're listening, I want you to I need you to understand that what I'm about to say next is science. You don't get to disagree with it. Now, you can disagree with all my interpretations of stuff, but this is science, okay? An object at rest, Newton's first law of motion, will remain at rest until an unbalanced force acts upon it. So that means if you're at rest, you're going to stay at rest. If you're at motion, you're going to stay in motion, okay? The only time that you stop being in motion is when the force that comes against you to unbalance your motion is greater than your motion. Okay, so if you're following, I already blessed you, and you just don't know it. The only way you can stop moving forward is when the forces against you are stronger than the speed and velocity that you're moving in. Make sense? Okay. So, implicit here in this Newton's first law of motion is that every time you move, an obstacle must come against you. Yes, yes. Receive this. Receive this. Obstacles against you are not haters. Obstacles against you are not meant to kill you. They are meant to remind you you're in motion. It's the law. If you move forward, the obstacles against you will be there. Okay, you don't believe that? That's fine. Get in your car, drive 30 miles per hour. The wind will be against your forward motion. This is why you have a wind shield. Okay? Okay? So do me a favor, if you're on the phone, mute your phone for me because I've got the lines open just in case some Q&A happens. Okay? So, if you're moving forward, it is by law, obstacles have to come against you. So, my brothers and sisters in prosperity, check me out. If it's an obstacle against you, congratulate yourself. It means you're moving forward. Stop letting things against you make you go backwards. If you don't want to stop, hit what's moving against you with more energy and force than it has against you. Make sense? Mm-hmm. All right, you got some questions over the phone, maybe? Anybody over the phone want to ask a question? Okay, we got one online. No, none online?
Nothing online.
Sweet, that's no problem. So, I want to teach you how to change your life right now. Okay, if you want to ask a question, just jump up in there. Okay, just jump up in there and get it. I just got 3 things. Just 3 things tonight. This is not a simple phone call, but just 3 things for you to get. You need to write this one down. Everybody needs to write this one down. What's the first step in changing my life right now? Okay. Hey, Tony, you know what? I'm having a really hard time. My kids are, or my finances are, or my credit is, or I don't know how to find, whatever that is. Thing number 1, you must start making decisions. Yes. Yes. Such a simple concept that no one does. You must start making decisions. I am going to, I did this yesterday, and I'm going to do this again today. Some of you, if you're religious, okay, this some of you, and if this is your first time on this phone call, I'm actually religious as well, so I don't want you to think that I'm attacking religion, okay? But some of you use prayer as procrastination. You know you should be moving forward, but you want to pray about it. And so, and again, this is where it gets dicey and hard to explain, but I'll be as concise as possible. I'm not telling you not to pray. I'm telling you, pray while moving forward. Oh, left, should I go left? Oh, right, should I go right? Okay, if you're religious, okay, then this is, if you're atheist, just pause real quick and just let me talk to religious folk right now. Hey, God, should I go left? Hey, God, should I go right? If I may tell you, according to your own scriptures or even the Quran, God's going to go with you wherever you go. If you make the worst decision of your life, He'll be with you. If you make the best decision of your life, He'll be with you. That is why you serve your God, because He's better than you. And He can go, He can go where you can't. And He's willing to go to jail with you. And He's willing to go to Rome with you. Does this make sense? Like, you worship Him for that reason. So let me encourage you. Let me encourage you greatly. Stop being paralyzed in indecision. Choose. If you make the wrong decision, once you start moving forward in that decision, the way will be shown to you and it will put you where you need to be. If I can say that in spiritual talk, if you make the wrong decision, your God, your deity, or if you're Christian, your Holy Spirit will guide you where you need to be. One of the greatest books I've ever read in my entire life said, "Lo, I'll be with you always." Not I'll be with you when you make the great decisions. Not I'll be with you when you have a 4.0 GPA. Not I'll be with you as long as you stay felony free. It's the greatest book. One of the greatest books I've ever read says, "Lo, I'll be with you always." You mean even when I mess up? Yes, I'll be with you. You mean even when I do great? Yes. What if I go left? I'll still be with you. What if I go right? Don't worry about it. I'll still be with you. What if I make a terrible decision? I'm still with you. If you move forward, you will find yourself with the way being shown to you. Okay? And I'm trying to say this with as much gentleness as possible, because this is, this is one of those subjects. Listen, if you're religious, let me just say this and I'll move on from the religious side of this here. God can get you wherever you need to be, even if where you currently are is completely your fault.
Amen.
God can get you wherever you need to be, even if where you currently are is completely your fault. Okay? So, make a decision. Now, why am I telling you make a decision? Well, you know what? Crazy thing about decision is it's from a Latin root. Okay? It means to cut off. It is to cut off. It is to kill all other options. Oh, there's an option. Killed it. Now I have this decision that I have made. Okay? Now, indecision is I have not cut off. One of the worst things that you can ever do in life is not procrastination. What do you mean? Procrastination is the worst thing? Nope. The thing that is worse than procrastination is having too many options. Have you ever been there? Not knowing which one to do? Should I do this? Should I go this? You know what? I can go to this school. If I do this school, I can do this. And then I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this, and I can do this. And then you finally do this for so long, you get frustrated. You're like, you know what? I'll just do it tomorrow. And tomorrow never comes. One of the worst things you can ever do in your life is having too many decisions. Now, from a quantum physics perspective, the universe or your subconscious can't manifest a reality that has all those decisions. It can only collapse on one focal point. Okay, they call this superposition. Remember, well, I think I said this at the beginning of this phone call. I had a quantum physics is what was my one of my dying dreams to be in this life. So we're going to do a little quantum physics right now. It's called superposition. That means that a molecule, and you can Google this, fact check if you like. Superposition, one word. That means a molecule is in infinite possibilities, infinite places at the same time. It doesn't collapse into one place until the conscious observer, that's you, observes it. Here's the problem with observation. You will only be able to observe what you are aware of. You would never be able to collapse your life into $1 million if you're not aware of how to make $1 million. You'll never be able to collapse your life into the possibilities of your life, into happiness if you're not aware of how to be happy. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay, so from a quantum physics perspective, if you have not made a decision on what you want, life can't give it to you. It would only give you more reasons to be confused by law, by quantum law. That is it. Life can only collapse on the decision your dominant thoughts have made. Here's the deal. Now, this is true. This is science. Let me say it with gentleness. You don't have to agree with this. I'll give you a few terms that you can double slit theory, quantum physics. You can Google consciousness and reality. That'll help you out. Superposition or entanglement. Okay, two different terms. Two totally different things, but they're both crazy and wacky and accurate. Here's the deal. Here's what you need to understand. Everybody, if you listen to me over the phone, whether you watch me online, I don't care which God you serve. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. Everybody has in this life what they want, even if you don't want to admit it. Your life is the harvest of the decisions of your subconscious. Your life your inner world has manifested itself to your outer world that will never change. Ever. It will never change. Ever. That is science. That's not just metaphysics. That's quantum physics. It'll always be that way. Right now, all of us, me, you, your kids, LeBron James, Steph Curry, Michael Jordan, Beyonce, Leave It to Beaver. You're probably not that old. Okay. Right. Okay. All of us have our thoughts. If you hold it in your mind, you hold it in your hand. Those are facts. That'll never stop. That'll never stop being a reality. Everybody, me, you, all of us, including Leave It to Beaver, okay, which is a show, it's fictional, so it's not really a guy. But anyway, the point is, you have what you truly want. You need to learn how to reprogram your subconscious, which I've covered in another one of these calls. I don't have time to cover it now. You need to learn how. In fact, if you want to learn how to if you want to learn how to retrain your subconscious, email me and my staff at info@theATSJR. Okay, if somebody could put that online, that would be great. And I won't let you go without this answer. I just don't have time to do it in this phone call. Okay, but we'll send you the answer and all the resources in which you need to retrain yourself for free. Okay, for free. All the answers you need to retrain your subconscious. Okay, I want everybody to win. Okay, we're all connected. All of you need to win. You must train your subconscious to stop giving you the things that you don't want. It's like it works like this here. Hey, I'm gonna give you $2 million tomorrow. are you going to make $2 million tomorrow? The moment I say you're going to make $2 million tomorrow, your subconscious has ran that through. And some of you said, yep, that's possible. And some of you went, nah, it's crazy. And that's what you get in life, okay? Okay, any questions online so far?
Not so far, but Miss Lisa Moore says, hey.
Okay. Hey, Lisa. Good to see you, Lisa. She's doing a good job. I expect her in a class soon. I'm waiting on her to join that course. I think it's starting business from zero, whatever she's doing. Okay, number 2 here. You need to make a decision. Oh, well, actually, let me see. Decision is to cut off all other options, okay? Now, the number 2 thing in order to change your life is you need to stop making decisions from bad places. Yes. 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 Because remember, decisions, okay, so here's the deal. What I didn't tell you is, you need, what I told you was, you need to make a decision. The problem with that is, all of you are master decision makers. You're geniuses. The truth is, where you are in life is an accumulation of your decisions. You've been making decisions. You are a genius at making decisions. You're a decision. I should give you an award for decision maker. You should win Grammys for making decisions. You are decision making machines. Some of you have made most of your major decisions from desperation, from pain, from heartache, from impassionate places. That's one of those. Okay, so it makes sense. You don't want to make your decision from heartache. Makes sense, right? Yeah. I just don't care what will come out of that. But impassionate decisions are even worse. If you're not passionate about it, I really wouldn't make a decision in that area. I mean, you have to think about this for a second. When you're passionate about something, you make the appropriate decisions to get more of what you're passionate about. You take major risk, but you're willing to make sure those major risks aren't detrimental because you're passionate about it. You stick out 4 years of a college degree because you're passionate about it. When you're impassionate, it's whatever you guys decide. Have you ever tried to pick what you want to eat and neither part of the party was passionate about the meal? I mean, it's a 15-minute conversation that really added no value to your life. What you want to eat? Whatever you want to eat. All right, Taco Bell. I don't want to eat that. And of course, no matter what you say, it's not going to be because you don't know. You know you're hungry, but you don't know what you have a taste for. It's like one of the worst places to be in life. And so you end up never eating. No, I'm serious. So this totally happens. You don't even eat. You don't even eat. You're hungry. You know scientifically you're hungry. But since you can't decide passionately about what you want, you just sit there and don't eat for hours. Yeah. So watch this here. Some of you are doing your life like that. Since you don't know what you want, you just spend decades. You spend decades doing nothing. Just going to work, driving the same car, down the same road, to the same people you don't like, getting the same paycheck you feel that you deserve more, and you pay the same bills that they overcharge you for. And you do this for decades. You convince yourself surviving is life. No. You must be able to make decisions from passionate places. Okay? Now, let me, I always gotta deal with my naysayers here. By passionate, I don't mean sex, okay? Okay. Since we're grown, okay? I mean what you're willing to do for the rest of your life for free, okay? I'm not saying, whoo, all right, that's good. I'm not saying that. I'm saying this is what I love to do. And I love to do it. How can I do it more and actually get paid for it? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. You must make your decision from very mature and passionate places. What happens when you don't make a decision? What happens when you make a decision from a bad place. I mean, listen, guys, think about it. Some of you who have been jailed before, I'm not here to judge you on this phone call. I've been in jail myself, so it's you know, we're in the same boat, okay? Some of you, the only reason you ever went to jail is because you made a decision from a wrong place. Think about the people you've dated, okay? Let's take it out of jail. Some of you wish you can undate some people. You really made decisions in the low place of self-esteem. Right? You understand what I'm saying? Some of you wish you could just undate some people or unmarry some people because you made decisions from bad places. Now, if you have children, if you keep making decisions from bad places, you teach your children this is appropriate behavior. In life, I say this all the time, and this is actually one of the things I say that people really never disagree with. Your children will not live the life that you told them to live. They will live the life you showed them to live. So if you have low self-esteem, you will spend a life teaching your children how to be unworthy and let people treat them unworthy. You got to be careful how you do these things. You have to be very, 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 very careful. Okay? So make decisions from really good places. Make decisions from good places. If you're in a bad place in your life right now, pause. Let me explain to you the power of pause, because we need this, okay? We need this very much, okay? The power of pause is life-saving. When someone angers you, press pause, because your natural instincts are probably the wrong thing to do, okay? When someone offends you, press pause and then ask yourself, why am I offended? Some of you get offended by things that you're not even offended by. Someone just told you you should be offended by it, and you bought into that. Ask yourself, who told me I was responsible to be offended by this? Now, in those cases to where it actually does offend you, this is life-liberating information I'm about to give you right now. When you're offended, ask yourself, why am I offended by this? And then you find out, oh, you know what? He cut me off. I don't like to be cut off. That angers me. Why don't I like to be cut off in traffic or in conversation? I don't like to be cut off in conversation because I have value. And when I was growing up, they never listened to me. And my job never listens to me. And I don't like not being listened to or in traffic. I don't like the fact that someone doesn't respect me enough to appreciate that my child is in the car. Okay? All these things, ask yourself this while pressing pause and then kill it. When you kill what bothers you about what someone did to you, you literally let that problem go. It is easier to change you than someone else. If someone has offended you, change what's inside of you that is offended. And when you see it, when you account for it, and when you control it, you say, I no longer am slave to you. I am no longer victim to you inner thoughts. I'm no longer victim to you being not heard. And when you let that go inside of you, you automatically release the power someone had over you. So the next time they cut you off, you just let it happen. Because it no longer bothers you, because you can't change them, but you can change how you respond to them. And this is a part of not making decisions from impassionate places. This is a part of not making decisions from terrible places. There's not too many. There's not too many good things that have ever come to you by making decisions from low self-esteem. I can't think of too many. I mean, I can think of a few. Something like, you know what, I won't have low self-esteem anymore. That's a good decision. You know, but other than that, I can't think of too many decisions that will reap you great harvest coming from a place of anger, coming from a place of low self-esteem. Does that make sense? Okay. Lastly, dirty, no, you're just not going to like this. And it's not even offensive. You want to change your life right now? You must take massive action. Yeah, see. We don't like that. And here's the deal. Almost universally, all of you going, yeah, that's right. I take massive action. But the truth is, you don't. Because I can look at your harvest and tell you don't. Do you know how awesome you are? Action changes things. You'll never get a harvest from a crop if you don't take the action and plant the seed. If you never go out there and sweat and put bananas into the ground, you never get banana trees. Ever. And if you ever want bananas and you never put in the work to get bananas, you got to go to the store and buy bananas. I'm not saying that's wrong. Now imagine never making any decisions, but being in a position to where you always have to depend on other people to give you what you want. They can charge you anything. When you don't make decisions, when you have no power in your own economy, people can charge you for anything. I'll prove it. I'll prove it right now. Let's do this hypothetical example. Right now, all the toilet paper companies raise their toilet paper to $100 a pack. All of them. Awful, right? All of you will complain, including me. All of us. We'll complain. What is this? I went to Walgreens. Why is this 12 pack of toilet paper $116? Why is this happening? And guess what? All of you will still buy that toilet paper. What you gonna do? That is a necessity. Unless, now people like me are gonna go, how can I make my own toilet paper? Make sense? Now, obviously this is a situation that's probably never gonna happen. But the point is, when you have no power in your own economy, people can charge you whatever they want. Now let's take it out of money. When you have no power in your own life, people can do to you whatever they want. See, the reason why some of you have not been able to change your life now is because you haven't empowered yourself yet. And so all the alpha male and women in your life, all the manipulators, we do know some of them. They're convincing you what you should be doing with your life. But listen, if you ever let people convince you of what you should be doing, they'll never convince you to be over them. They'll always convince you to be under them. You see, winners write rules, and they're never going to write the rules that let you replace them. Ever. It just doesn't work that way. Ever. And so you have to be careful when you live a life in which you have no power. People will exercise their power over you. So, for the last 14 minutes, I want to teach you how to get your power back. That's what I want to do. I want to teach you how to get your power back. Okay? Number one, stop caring so much. I did not say stop being empathetic. No, this world needs caring people. That's not what I said. I did not say start being mean. No, this world has too many mean people. I'm saying you have a lot of your caring energy in the wrong places. Everywhere. And you say things like, I don't care. Yes, you do. So what, your neighbor got a new car and you didn't? Why does that have to alter the mood inside of your house? So what, you're a tad bit overweight? When did you stop being beautiful? So what that your hair doesn't lay the way you? When did you stop being beautiful? Listen, if you want to change your life now this is for everybody, but depends on how you receive it. You have a lot of cares in too many places. Care about the essentials. And then decide if you care about the non-essentials. Here are things you should care about. Human life. You should probably care about that. Injustice. Yeah, you should probably care that people are being treated injustly. Okay? This is a problem. There are race issues. That's injustice. There are women being sex trafficked right now as we're on this phone call. That is a problem. You should care about that. Does this make sense? You should care about the loss of life. You should care about that. These are things you should care about. You should care about your financial intelligence. Do you have to care if you don't have your mother's bank account balance? I'm not telling you to be poor. In fact, I'm an advocate of not being poor. But I am telling you, don't let your dollar amount define your value. See, when your dollar amount begins to define your value, you care too much. I'm not telling you not to care about money. I'm telling you not to care so much about money the way it defines your value. Money doesn't even exist, but that's another call for another day. What I can tell you is, because you just lost, or because you just went into overdraft by $100, doesn't mean that you lost your value by $100. You're still a precious human being on planet Earth, and your children think you're superheroes. Why would you let your bank account balance warp your children's view of your superhero status? Speaking of bank account balance, if you want to increase your bank account balance, there's only one way to do it. Provide a service. And as you provide a service, there's three ways that you can do that to compound your interest. One of them is trade time for money, which I do not recommend. The other is to use compound interest, save 10% of your income. Of course, you can become a business owner or a savvy investor. Moving on. Here's another way that you can gain the power back in your life. Stop letting people hurt your feelings all the time. Yes. Just because they said something about you doesn't mean that it's true. I really want to help you tonight. I can't. You need to go get a job. No, I don't. I'm becoming an entrepreneur. You need to lose weight. No. My man likes every curve on my body. It doesn't. Listen. I'm trying to get you to understand something. Just because I say something about you doesn't mean that I'm the authority over you. Who am I? First off, I'm not God. And then who gave me the authority to make you feel bad? If you feel bad of something I said, you gave me the authority to hurt you. I don't have it until you give it to me. That authority is completely made up. That's not the laws of physics. That's not the laws of thermodynamics. Me hurting your feelings is not the law of gravity. That's not the law of thermodynamics. That's not that's not law. That's a made up authority that I wanted to exercise over you. And don't you ever in your entire life, and you hear me well, let people make up authority and put you in a position of poverty. Unacceptable. Don't let people make up your place in life. You hear what I'm saying? Don't let people, listen to me. Don't let people make up your place in life, because they would never make up a place in life that's worthy of you. You want to change your life right now? I forgot what number I'm on. Here's the next one. Decide right now what you want to be. Right now. Because if you haven't decided, the world can't give it to you. If you haven't decided, you can't hit a target. If you haven't decided you want to be a doctor, you're going to keep smoking weed with people who do that. If you haven't decided you want to be a lawyer, you're going to keep doing unlawyer things. And it's not that unlawyer things are wrong. They're just wrong for you. Here's another way. Here's another way you can change your life right now. And it's actually the most important way. I should have started off with this one, but I didn't. Okay. Here's another way you want to change your life. Okay? Ready? Everybody just write this down, but you change other people's lives. Yeah, see, we don't like that. See, we don't like that, right? Listen, the laws of this world are exponentially beneficiary if you start giving. If you want happiness, if you lack happiness, it's time for you to start giving happiness. If you lack income, it's time for you to start giving it. Listen, this is a giving world. The more you give to people, the more they'll give back to you. That's not spiritual talk. That's law talk. It's actually called the principle of multiplication. The law of giving. Like, seriously. I can think of a few more. This is a law. Okay, you don't believe it. It's fine. Give a seed into the ground. What happens? That seed grows, but the seed doesn't just grow. It grows back in multiplication. But here's what most of you are doing. Hey, ground, give me harvest. What? The ground's like, what are you talking about? No, I want a great harvest. And that's how you live in life. You're saying, I deserve a great harvest. But you don't want to give a great seed. You can't look at the oven and go, give me heat. No, cut it on. Give it fire first. It will then give you heat. I'm saying a whole lot right now. Give the ground seed first. It will then give you a tree. This entire world, and this is just physics. You gotta like this. This is physics. When you give, you get more than what you gave. Well, I don't like my life. Have you made anyone else like theirs? Think about it. You ever did something for a homeless person and you really felt good about it? Or someone that really needed your help? And they really, really needed your help. And then when you gave them something, they cried. And it was genuine tears. Not tears of sorrow. Not tears of shame. Tears of great appreciation. And it made you feel good. Because when you give, this world gives back to you. That will never change. If you want to change your life now, give. There's a guy. Wonderful story I love to tell. I love to tell this story. I'll tell it now. Two boys. They love their lives. 1 8, 1 5. And the mother says, go outside and play, boys. And they go outside and play. And a few miles, well, about a mile in front of their house, a bunch of sand dunes. Now these kids, well-behaved kids. They love each other. They play with each other. They're both well-mannered and well-respected. And then they come home every night before the street light comes on. But this night, the boys didn't come home. They just didn't. And the mother instantly knew something was wrong. She calls the police, small town, and they look for the kids. They find them the next morning. And they find the 5-year-old buried neck deep under the sand dune. And as they remove the sand from his neck, and remove it from his chest, he begins to breathe. And they ask the 5-year-old, son, where is your older brother? And he responds, I'm standing on his shoulders. Now, obviously not telling you to give your life. But I can tell you, when you're willing to be the 8-year-old kid that is willing to let others breathe, you will be able to breathe in different continents, in different countries, in different cities. Because this world needs people that are willing to let the less fortunate stand on their shoulders. You can be a shoulder stander or a shoulder provider. Lots of times the shoulder standers eat well, but the shoulder providers always sleep well. My name is Antonio T. Smith Jr. I cannot tell you what to do with your life. I can only tell you that if you plant a better quality of seeds, you will get a better quality of life. Thank you for coming out. God bless you, and good night.